Welcome back, everyone, to Wimbledon Daily, our daily podcast where we give you our matches of the day and our wildcards of the day on both the men's and the women's side. Jaya, day 3. Looking forward to it. Kick us off on the men's side. Match of the day.
Match of the day, Sam. I'm going for Dimitrov versus Verdasco. Two players that have been around the top of the game for many, many years now. But coming into sort of the later part of their career, so it's going to be interesting to see how they match up on the grass today for sure.
What's their head-to-head like, Jai, coming into the match itself?
It's pretty even, to be fair.
Both games, yeah. I mean, would you say one's in form in particular, or not?
Dimitrov, they're both sort of dipping in and around form at the moment. Few good results this year, but anything can happen on the grass courts at SW19, as we know. So obviously their game styles are quite different. Verdasco, a lot of topspin, heavy forehands and backhands. So it's going to be interesting to see how effective that kind of style of play is going to shape up against a player like Dimitrov, who we know has a fantastic backhand, great serve, moves superbly around the court, and that's really important on the grass, and really does well to come in and volley and finish points.
Absolutely, Joe. Niels, have you got any thoughts on that match? We know it's going to be a big one today at SW19.
I completely agree. I mean, I have to say that's bang on from Jai. I mean, the head-to-head is 4-3 to Dimitrov, so that's very close. And I think, obviously, Dimitrov is the better grass player, in my opinion. So I don't know, it could be very tough. But then Verdasco is not a player you want to see in the early rounds. He's very dangerous. As Jai said, he's got a very heavy forehand, very heavy game, big guy, strong guy, hits the ball very hard. And he's had some memorable matches at Wimbledon before, so this could be an absolute cracker.
Absolutely. I think this one, guys, for you watching at home, it's going to go the distance, I think. I'm going to call that early. Not going to be brave enough to call a winner, but I'm going to be brave enough to say it's going to go the distance. Let's move on then to the women's side. Match of the day, don't forget. Niels?
Match of the day for me, for the women, is Donna Vekic versus Karolina Pliskova. Karolina Pliskova, an ex-number 1 in the world. Not very long, only 8 weeks, but still number 1, which is an incredible achievement. Donna Vekic, top 20 in the world in 2014. She has won 2 titles, 2014 and 2017. Donna Vekic has gone back now to 5th in the world, so form has dipped quite a little bit. Karolina Pliskova is still top 10. Karolina Pliskova, very tall, big serve, quite diverse player, can kind of do anything on the grass. Donna Vekic, more of a solid, sort of a little bit more stubborn style. She hits the ball very well on both sides. She moves very well. Obviously a bit smaller than Karolina Pliskova, which makes her more agile on the court. I think this could be a very, very tight one, Sam. I really can't call a win on that one.
Am I right in saying, Niels, that you've gone for Vekic to be your wild card of the day as well? Is that correct?
That is indeed very true, Sam. I think Donna Vekic has the potential to take out Karolina Pliskova. I think all it takes, as we've seen yesterday, with so many matches and so many sort of wins that we should not have seen, I think Donna Vekic has the potential to beat Karolina Pliskova. All it takes is a bad day, a shift in momentum, and that's all we can really see. And I think that can make a huge difference today.
Niels, what is her record at Wimbledon for Pliskova? Has Pliskova got to the later stages at Wimbledon before?
She has got to the latter stages of Wimbledon before, quite a couple of times, actually, really. She has been in a couple of quarterfinals, but she usually ends up being taken out by the bigger fish like Serena Williams and Venus Williams. And now we've got loads of other players coming in. We've got the young Coco Gauff, who's already got a WTA title. So I don't know if I see her going far if she does beat Donna Vekic, but for me, in my opinion, this could be a very good match today, and this could really sort of take your attention. So don't forget about this match, Donna Vekic versus Karolina Pliskova.
We are looking forward to it massively, that match. And you mentioned Coco Gauff. Don't forget, for you guys again, check out our predictions video at Wimbledon. We've had many views on that video, so don't forget, check it out. See who Jaya and myself predicted to be the outright winner at Wimbledon. And little hint, Coco Gauff might be involved in that video from there. Jaya, we've got another match to talk about. We've got your wild card of the day. Who are you going for? This is on the men's side.
I'm going for Liam Brody against we're going to go Liam Brody against Schwartzman. So Liam Brody is going to be my wild card to beat Schwartzman, much lower ranked than Schwartzman. I just feel that's one of those matches where Liam Brody, he's had a good win against TFO, who went on to beat Tsitsipas. He beat him at Eastbourne a couple of weeks back. So he knows he can beat the big players on a big stage as well. And he's got that lefty sort of slice serve out wide. He can really move his opponents around at the baseline. Also, he can come into the net when he needs to and finish points really well. Schwartzman's game, I don't know if it really shapes up to grass quite so well. We've seen his success on the clay, but can that translate to the grass courts? I'm not sure.
This is a massive game for Brody. I mean, I'm a big fan of Schwartzman. I think he's fairly short. I mean, compared to the other players on tour, he's nowhere near as tall, but I just feel like he generates still so much power on his ground strokes. He moves really well, obviously a lower centre of gravity. Niels, have you got anything to add on that game that we're looking forward to on day 3?
Not really. I would say Jai is probably bang on this one. I'd say Schwartzman has got a very, very stiff game when it comes to the grass. I don't think, as Jai said, I don't think his grass kind of measures up to the grass at all. His game doesn't really change, whereas we've seen Liam Brody can volley. He's got a great volley. We've seen his serve is not as powerful, I say, as maybe other serves, but it is, as Jai said, he's got a lovely slider out wide, which is very dangerous. And he's not that tall either, which means he does move quite well as well. You know, he's quite a strong player, good build. He's got both sides. I don't think his forehand or his backhand is unbelievably strong, but it is consistent and he doesn't miss. So I think we're in for a very long match and a very tight match. Same prediction as Jai, really.
Absolutely. And we've got one more match to mention today for everyone watching. And it's a match that we just couldn't really ignore. So Novak Djokovic, Kevin Anderson, it should be a thriller. That two players who have been around the block for many years. They played each other as well quite a few times, I believe, at a Grand Slam level. And yeah, Jai, is there anything you want to sort of add to that firecracker of a game that we've got for today?
Well, you're building it up well there, Sam, already. But it's gonna be nice to see Kevin Anderson back on the big stage. I haven't seen him play for quite a long time, to be fair. We know how well he's done at Wimbledon. His form is going to be what's holding him back going into that match. Obviously, Djokovic he's come off winning the French Open and also the Australian Open, so he's got the confidence on his side. And also, he's just done so well at Wimbledon. When you have that confidence going into a match, even against Kevin Anderson, that's going to set him apart. And I think he's going to get the win there. But there's sure going to be some big serves, some great returns, and once we get into the points, I think some exciting opportunities for both players.
Definitely. Niels, have you got a score prediction for that one?
Oh, I would have to go 4 sets to Djokovic. I think Anderson can hurt Djokovic, but we do know that Djokovic is the best returner on the ATP Tour, and for good reason. So I definitely think if Anderson kind of worms his way in, we have seen Jack Draper take a set off Djokovic. So I think it is not impossible to sort of, destabilize the champion. But I don't see Anderson really causing Djokovic that many problems. As Jai said, I think that he's got a big serve, but I don't think that will be enough. And obviously, as Jai said as well, he has not been in the best form, obviously, because of a massive injury that's been sort of hampering him. So I would say 4 sets.
If he has any chance, I think, in that match, he's got to make sure he takes care of his serve. That's the most important thing for Anderson, is that first serve, because once Djokovic gets a good return into the points, it goes heavily into Djokovic's side, and I just don't see Kevin Anderson beating him from the baseline, to be quite honest.
Serving is huge there. Yeah. Well, there we go then. So our matches of the day and our wildcards of the day on both sides. Again, we want to hear from you. Leave your comments below. Who do you think is going to be a bit of an underdog on day 3? And look out for those matches that we mentioned as well. If you are new to our channel, please consider subscribing. Make sure notifications are turned on as well. That will keep you posted as to when our next videos are being released. We'll all be back soon. In the meantime, enjoy day 3 at SW19. We'll see you soon.
Let's go.